Welcome to another episode of Register for Dinner. I'm your host, Sebastian Register. It's NFL Sunday football, and that means chili. So today I have a little bit of a spread for everything you'll need to make my bomb chili and some bourbon. Because what else goes with football than bourbon and beer? Stay tuned. These are all the ingredients you're gonna need to make today's epic chili. Look in the description below to see all the specifics, equipment, and directions. First thing you're gonna wanna do is make sure that you have everything prepped, ready to go, so that you're not scrambling to get things cut while your beef is cooking. Grab some garlic, about 3 to 4 cloves.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Try this again. 3 to 4 cloves. Give it a nice little smash. Helps take them out of their skin. Don't want any of that in your chili. Take your bell peppers, 3 bell peppers, depending on their size. I have 3 medium bell peppers. And you just want to just dice them up. So cut them into nice strips. Once you have all of your green bell peppers cut into strips, you want to then grab a nice handful, cut into dices. Diced peppers. Next, you're gonna want to mince up some garlic. So just take some garlic, cut it into thin slices, so you get little pieces like that. Beautiful. These are jalapeños. If you don't like spicy, you do not have to use them. I like spicy, so I got 3 of them.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
If you don't want to use jalapeños, you can use bell peppers, just use a little extra pepper. Want to cut off the tips because you don't need that part. Now with jalapenos and any sort of chili, the seeds and the veins are what actually produces all the spice. So if you don't want any of that, then you can just core it out. Like I said before, I like spicy, so I'm going to keep the seeds and the veins in. So I am just going to cut them into quarters and then into nice long strips. Then I'll do the same thing like I did with the bell peppers, and I'll start to dice. My recipe calls for either 2 large onions or 3 to 4 smaller onions. I just cut straight through the root forward. The easiest way I found to dicing up onions is put your 3 fingers on top of the onion and then run your blade through the onion. Then make small cuts across, and then you will have perfect dices. This is so painful. I'm just so excited for how good this chili is gonna be that I'm crying a little. Some tips that I've learned to help you reduce the crying when cutting onions. Wet the blade. I forgot to do that. Because when you cut onions, it releases these little particles, these little chemicals that go into your eye. It causes all of this.
Wow.
The faster you cut the onions, the less you'll cry. I have the pot set to medium-high heat. It's all warmed up, ready to go. So I'm gonna ladle it with 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I've got 3 pounds of ground beef. I use 80-20 beef because I like that fat. At the end of the day, fat is flavor. Grab your spoon, start mixing them around. All I'm doing here is just basically browning off the beef. See that? See how it's already starting to get color? Beautiful. While you're waiting for your beef to brown, it's time to crack open a beer. And watch the game. All right, the beef, as you can see, is pretty much done cooking. So now it's time to strain all of this excess juice, because we don't want all of that, because we'll be adding our own juice that has more flavor. Take all of your beef, just dump it right all over that. Give it a couple little shakes, and now it goes back in the pot. So in goes your onion, in goes your bell pepper, in goes your jalapeno peppers, and throw some garlic in the pool. Grab your spoon, give it a couple little stirs, mix everything well, make sure it's all well incorporated. If you're not eating chili on NFL Sunday, what are you doing with your life? While your beef and veggies are browning, it's time to chop up some Chipotle peppers. Get 3 or 4, I'll probably do 4. Give them a quick rough chop. If you don't know what Chipotle peppers are, they're jalapeños that are basically soaked and smoked in an adobo sauce, and they are fantastic. You can use them to make Chipotle mayonnaise, Chipotle ranch, Chipotle anything. Chipotle maple syrup.
Say what?
Do what you want with them. I'm not gonna judge you. Alright, now you see that I have them all pretty much chopped almost to like a paste. That is gonna really add some nice depth and smokiness to your chili. As you can see, this beef has been cooking with these veggies for a little over 5 to 7 minutes now, and the onions are starting to turn translucent. If you don't know what translucent means, just Google it, alright? I don't got time to explain it to you. This is an English class.
I can listen to my teacher, listen to my teacher.
Now it's time to start seasoning your chili with some chili powder. About 3 tablespoons. Next, 1 tablespoon of cumin. Cumin. Mix all that in.
A few minutes later.
So I've let the chili powder and the cumin marinate with the beef and vegetables for about 3 to 4 minutes. Now it's time to add some liquids. Throw in your diced tomatoes, juice and all. Chopped chipotles. Just give that a quick stir in. And then next part, my favorite, beer.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
2 bottles of any lager will work just fine. You want to just pour those bad boys in here until they cover the beef. If they don't fully cover the beef, it's not a problem. Just add another beer. So it looks like we're gonna need 1 more beer in here. Gotta make sure it's good first though. Oh yeah, it's good. The reason why I add beer rather than water and chicken stock, it just adds a nice little bit of sweetness, some richness to the chili itself. That's some body. You need some body for your chili. Next is to add some bay leaves. I have about 2 to 3 bay leaves in here. Dried bay leaves to be specific. Just give those a nice little stir in. Put the lid on the pot. Turn it down to a simmer. 2 hours, you're gonna add some ketchup and vinegar, and then you're gonna have the best chili this world has ever seen.
2 hours later.
All right, it's been a couple hours, had a couple margaritas, taken a nap, and just woke up in time for the chili to get ready for its next couple ingredients. As you can see, it's at a really nice simmer. It's super liquidy right now, but don't worry, we'll fix that later. Next, we're gonna season it with a couple really good hefty pinches of salt and some pepper. I'd say about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half of pepper. Next, you're gonna wanna do about 1/4 cup of ketchup. The ketchup just adds a really nice sweetness. It also helps to kind of thicken up the chili as well. And about 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. The vinegar obviously brightens up the dish, adds a really nice acidity. And I can't forget the beans. This isn't Texas chili, because Texas chili only uses meat. This time we're gonna put in some black beans and some pinto beans. And let it simmer for another 15 minutes or more.
Later.
Alright, so 15 minutes have passed. Remember when I said that if it was a little bit liquidy, we'd fix that? This, my friends, is the secret. Tortilla chips. Just take a nice, good handful and just start crushing them up into your hand. Crush them up really well. Maybe 1 more handful. And what the tortilla chips are gonna do is help absorb some of that moisture, because there's a lot of starch in tortilla chips, which will thicken up the chili and make it perfect. Give that a quick little stir. You can even already start to see the chili starting to thicken up just by those 2 little handfuls of tortilla chips I've added. Let it go for another 15 or so minutes, and your chili is done.
A little later.
The moment you've all been waiting for. The chili is done. It's garnishing time. So we'll head it with a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese, a nice scoop of sour cream, maybe another scoop because I like a lot of sour cream, and then some red onions. You can garnish this with anything though. Cilantro, jalapenos, you name it, you can garnish it. Be sure to subscribe, smash that like button if you liked today's video. I look forward to seeing you next episode. So good.